Arliss, you always surprise me. And I like Linda, we were in the same class together, which I think is also significant. And Arliss, I didn't have Arliss as a teacher, but I knew she was a teacher. And when you have a teacher, even if you're like a junior or senior, they seem really old, right? Well, she seems really young. I want to thank Rick and Linda and Arliss and all the people here, but I particularly want to thank the staff of the Kingswood Girls Middle School who are making this really the place that it is. And I'd like them to stand up so we can give them a round of applause. They talk about giving us our voice. You girls really found it already. I also want to thank my sister and brother for being here. You know, I feel honored to be standing before you today representing my husband, Peter, and our children. But this is not really about me. This is about a web of support and love that I've been gifted with in this lifetime. I owe a deep debt of gratitude, first and foremost, to my parents for having the foresight and the means to send me here. I'm going to go back a little further than Kingswood. I remember my first day in juniors, the smell, the sights, the sounds. But what I remember most is the welcome I received as I was handed off from the care of my family to the care of a place that was to service my family for the next 14 years and still does today. I have been in graduate school for the last 4 years, and I'm never too old to learn, but it does take a lot longer to process, I have to tell you. Studying issues around disadvantaged children. What I have learned was that our life trajectories are set at a very early age and can be altered for better or for worse by our families, our caregivers, and our community. This is further impacted by the quality of our educational experience. My trajectory was set that day in a small classroom surrounded by nurturing educators. But I was one of the lucky ones, born into a family that had the means to afford me the very best start. That first day was the beginning of my outside journey away from the womb, so I want to thank my parents, my mother, who we're still blessed to have with us today, and my father of blessed memory. I learned at Brookside that my first lesson of giving as we collected packages for care. I never even knew that there were other children in the world that didn't have clothing, food, and shelter. A difficult lesson, but a profound one nonetheless. The next most significant trajectory in my life was when I was thrust out of Brookside, the safe and secure place of dreams and magic, the womb that I had come to know for 8 years. I entered Kingswood School for Girls. That was a difficult time for me. I felt awkward and uncertain of who I was or where I should go. Relationships with my peers became a very powerful part of my life, and I often felt isolated. But from that uncertain place, I was empowered by mentors at Kingswood to believe in my capabilities and myself. As is often the case here at Kingswood, supportive adults reflected back to me the person that they knew I could become, my higher and better self. To them, I was a bundle of possibilities, as you girls are to them as well. There was a secretary in the office who always had a smile for me, and the headmistress, Miss Hanson, and her open door policy. Today, this is still the case with Mary Agnes as a welcome face and always a kind word, and Arliss and Fran, who are there to encourage and acknowledge you girls. So my next thank you is to the special people, the educators, who became my web of support and allowed me to believe in myself, much as I'm sure they do for you girls today. It is said that one teacher can make a great impact on a child's life. I had an entire school of teachers, and I remember each and every one of them. Here at Kingswood, I was given my voice, probably too much voice. ridiculous at times. And I came to believe that I could accomplish anything if I put my effort and energy into it. And they encouraged me on my philanthropic journey as well. So my next set of gratitude goes to the friends that I made during my time here. Friends like you, Linda. I still have them and I rely on them. The friends here I made here are the golden strands in this web that has stretched over time to keep me reconnected to each and every one of them through our deep and lasting connection to Kingswood. I believe, girls, that you'll have that same experience. I recently reconnected with someone that I had not seen since graduation, and we picked up where we had left off as though it was yesterday. And finally, I want to thank my husband for his support and encouraging me to give this gift on behalf of our family, Tony, Caroline, and Casey. When I left Florida to bring the children here to attend school, he was gracious enough to follow. And he still does, wherever I study. York, D.C. At Kingswood, learning was a joy and a privilege. That joy continues today. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. I am still learning and still serving, and it has been a joyous journey, and I wish you the same.
Because it really is about students and faculty, I have two final thank yous. I'd ask the faculty and staff, and then when we talk about staff, we're really talking about Mary Agnes. So, faculty and Mary Agnes, would you please stand? You are the best at what you do. For generations, girls have grown into exceptional young women because of what you do. This place is an expression of your talent, your passion, and your success. I know that you will use this building well. Best wishes as we entrust it under your care. Finally, I'd like to thank Fran Day-Bovey. Fran, could you please stand? For 40 years, Fran, you have been a teacher and a leader. You have secured the success and the legacy of the school. Today, this building becomes part of that legacy and of you. Fran has been instrumental in defining a middle school education for girls, and we thank her for her leadership and provision. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie and Arliss, and thank you, all of you who are here tonight. Our program is about to conclude, but before we proceed to tour the new Cranbrook Kingswood Middle School for Girls, Kingswood, which I call Kingswood Girls Middle School, please be advised that coffee and dessert, along with your check codes, will be available after the tour in the Girls Middle School Dining Hall, which is located in the space immediately behind that wall there. You'll see it when you come out. There will be signage directing you as you conclude the tour. Now, I'd ask all of you to stand and join us in singing the Kingswood song. The lyrics are